Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. We are now happy to be joined by Mike Zilvat. He's one of the founders here of the Ark. Mike, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Take me back to when you all made this. What was the mindset and the goal in building this?
Well, the goal was to give people an idea that this thing is a plausible event in history. And I was telling some folks this earlier, it's hard to get your brain around what a 300 cubit by 50 cubit space looks like. So people just don't, they think it's a myth, they think it couldn't be done. So that was really one of the first reasons to build it. Show people that it could be done. And as you can see, it's...
What made you pick Kentucky as the location?
Well, we've got a creation museum about 40 miles north of here. And we were looking at an area within an hour of that creation museum. So we found the perfect piece of property right off an interstate exit. Two owners we had to negotiate with to get 800 acres, so it worked out really well.
It's a beautiful structure. I mean, just as a piece of architecture. When you built it, was it important to you to kind of, I mean, let's say you disagreed or weren't religious. It's still an amazing building just to look at.
Yep.
Was that something you hoped to do?
Well, we knew that there was the Ark, the account of the Ark, the story, whatever you think of it, whether it was a bathtub Ark or whatever, people know about the Ark. When you say Noah's Ark, people all over the world know what you're talking about. So there's an interest there and a fascination with it. So we knew that was going to attract people to the area just because if you build it, they'll come. Well, we build it and people are coming. We have hundreds of charter buses a week coming to the Ark, and they're not necessarily religious tour people. They're just, it's on their list of things they want to see and do.
That. I mean, what have you found in terms of visitors? Is there a percentage? Is it all sort of people with religious pilgrimage, or are there some just curious?
Well, I think there are a lot that are curious. We had a lot of people that are our supporters were waiting for this to happen, and they came the first year. Some of them are planning to come later on. But I think the balance is swinging back toward just general population. People are interested. They want to see it. It's the biggest wooden timber frame structure in the world.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I would think I would assume part of the goal here was to help sort of, I don't know if the word's convert, but to help sort of teach people or get people involved. You probably would want some people who might be skeptical to still come. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that's part of the mission of the ministry, is to get the word out to everybody. So.
Now, in terms of visitors, you have a nice crowd here today for a random Wednesday. Has it been what you hoped?
Yeah, it's been a great crowd all summer long. The biggest surprise, again, was the tour bus industry that's latched onto this, and they're booking tours like crazy. So we think the attendance is going to go up from next summer, this next year, from our base attendance this year. So we're really pleased with the attendance.
You said a minute ago that you wanted to build this to show people that it was a plausible thing. Do you all, and again, I have not been inside, but do you all present it as historical fact or as plausibility?
Well, historical fact. It's an account in Scripture, so we believe that Scripture is true from first verse to the last. This was a true event, actually happened, and we're showing people how it could have happened. And there's no documentation in detail that would have showed how Noah and his family built all the things they built, how they maintained them. But we can go back in history from the early part of the post-flood history and see how people maintained animals, how they built ships, that sort of thing. And we were able to use that information and apply that to this particular ship and this particular
Now, when this was built, there was some controversy about the tax breaks, et cetera. And I, for one, sort of was for it, even in saying, hey, anything that brings industry and tourism into the state is a positive to me. Have you found that because of the sort of controversial nature that's had any effect negative on this, or has it been something that because of potential, like I thought, economic impact, it was positive either way?
Well, if you talk to some of the media, everything's negative all the time. But when you talk to the businesses in northern Kentucky, even as far north as parts of Cincinnati, as far south as Georgetown, they're thrilled to have the tourism dollars that have been coming in since the thing started. So we've really hit a home run as far as the business community, the tourist industry, the tourist bureaus in all the different areas are concerned. So they're really happy with it.